Hi Taurus, welcome to your June 2023 reading. So this is just going to be a general reading, looking at the energies of this month. Not really going to talk about astrology. This is going to be just more intuition, more strictly tarot, straightforward. I know it's all interconnected, but to me I just feel like reading the cards, good old tarot. So let's jump into it. We're starting here with the Ten of Cups, followed by the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the King of Cups, Page of Wands, Page of Cups, Six of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. And bottom of the deck is Page of Wands. So you have a lot of pages, so a lot of news coming up, a lot of new beginnings, a lot, I feel like, in the bigger scheme of things though, like around the world, there's a lot of like, it's kind of like drip, 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 you know, things coming out, things coming to the surface, things kind of slowly leaking, things, you know, you can kind of see where things are moving. I'm feeling, you know, there's definitely a, I don't know why I'm feeling like I'm being drawn to like the water into Cancer season. So I feel like Gemini season, I mean, Gemini energy is definitely a lot of, you know, they're really good at like, I feel like conspiracy theories, information, they're air. It's about, you know, learning. It's about discovery. I feel like that's actually going to be happening. I mean, really since the last, all the way up until October, like these 6 months in between eclipses, I feel like there's just going to be a lot of truth coming out. I feel like it's slowly, you're gonna have to pay attention. I mean, you might not desire to, but I feel like what's going to be kind of coming out is going to change the world, change our lives. We're all kind of part of this awakening, and everything is interconnected. So whether you want to kind of, I mean, I don't suggest watching the news, but if you want to avoid it, I feel like there's inevitably, you know, a part of this that's going to affect all of us. Interesting though for you, Taurus, I love that you're starting off with the Ten of Cups. I feel like the focus is on your growth and abundance when it comes to the home, to your stability. And this is bringing me, I think it's the 21st of June, where there's the summer solstice. So this to me feels like, I feel like deeper roots, kind of getting into this place where you know what you want. You've had all of these, you know, Uranus and Taurus first few years kind of kicking up all this dust for you, changing kind of your life and what you want to do and where you want to work and who you want to be with, where you want to live, all of these things. And I feel like when I'm looking at the Ten of Cups, I feel like things are starting to settle, just on an emotional wavelength at the very least. Even if you don't have it all figured out, I feel like emotionally things are beginning to settle and to really blossom. I feel like it's almost like that, it's like feeling your groove. And I feel like in line with that, you're really listening to your intuition, really listening to what you want, really listening to the emotions though. How do I feel? Gosh, and then followed by the Queen of Pentacles. So interesting. I don't know, this is maybe a very specific message, but I feel like if somebody is trying to like go on a diet, go on a weight loss plan, or I feel like I'm being drawn to say, look at it from the perspective of how do I feel? You know, how do I feel when I cut out coffee? I just took a trip to visit my family up north, and we drank so much coffee, and I did not drink it today, and I had the worst headache in the morning. So I know that my body doesn't feel great drinking coffee. I mean, I could argue that it doesn't feel like great when I don't, but I know what's happening. I know there's a detox going on there. And I feel like this is, there's almost like a detox, not just with your body, not just with your health, not just how you feel, but I feel like this is it's like branching into all areas of your life. How do you feel about work? How do you feel about your financial situation? And I know some people might have great jobs, great financial situations, and they might hate what they do. And I feel like a lot of things are starting to like just gently shift and change and move. And I feel like with the summer solstice here, I just feel like this would be a marker to to kind of just sit and think with yourself, if anything that I'm mentioning is kind of hitting for you, what would I like to change, or what would I like to be doing, and kind of setting that intention, because it's all about growth, and 'tis the season of, everything kind of coming to fruit and coming to blossom. So think about this, because I'm when I'm saying this, I'm looking at the Five of Pentacles, which to me is about, I really feel when I'm looking at this card, it's like, yes, the lack that we experience, or the sadness, or the loneliness, or the whatever it is for us, maybe we don't have enough. And I feel like that painful, uncomfortable phase or moment in life is necessary to kind of squeeze us through, or push us through to the next experience. There's something here that's it's a little bit uncomfortable, and I feel like it's pushing you, because I'm immediately being drawn to all of these page energies. It's like, okay, this is pushing me towards a new idea, or pushing me towards taking a little bit of action. It's not fully committal though quite yet. It's just kind of putting feelers out there, making calls, connecting with people, kind of playing around with things. Maybe you're playing around with like AI, or ideas that you have floating around, and how can I make these into things that make me, I feel like, free, because essentially that's what's going to be happening, I think, with these things like AI. I mean, I don't think they're going to substitute humans, but I do feel like humans that know how to use it to their benefit can take out a lot of menial jobs that I honestly don't think humans should be doing anyways, like, inputting numbers into, like, I just think it's going to take over a lot of things that, and it can be in a good way, that don't need to be done. So I feel like this is kind of what we've been leaning towards, or pushing towards, that I've mentioned before, especially particularly with Taurus, when we're talking about what would you like to do. Because early on, I feel like 4 or 5 years ago, I've been doing video after video about discovering what your passion is, discovering what your joy is. And I think I mentioned them as like side projects, or maybe like side hustles, or passion projects, hobbies that become, how could I monetize this? And I feel like things like this could really help you, especially again for Tauruses, because it's all about our stability, and growing that, and thinking of new ideas, reinventing yourself. I'm definitely seeing it in your cards. And this month, I do feel like it would be a good time to make a plan for yourself. Maybe like you just go and buy a whiteboard, and you map out your week, and kind of set up a plan for yourself, to kind of, I feel like almost like I'm being drawn to say regiment yourself, because you have all of these very powerful, influential cards here. I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a different spread and pull out some kind of clarifying cards with a different deck, and they were all major arcanas. To me, it's saying it's a big month. It might not seem like a big month, but it's a big month. And I feel like it's a big month of growth. And this could just be like the seed going into the ground. That's big, that's where all the potential happens. Wheel of Fortune, though, says to me it's going to be in your favor. This is a positive energy. Expect goodness, expect good change, expect an upswing, especially here with the sun, the world, and the death. I know people hate to see the death. The death to me is, things that aren't in our truth, that don't align with us. These things are falling away. And that's where I feel like if you're, what they call a truther, you're like somebody that does a lot of research, you're probably going to be in a really good position to help others manage, whatever's coming out in the next few months. Definitely. There's an inevitability of, I feel like, with the death card, things falling away, like things coming to the surface. The Five of Swords here kind of confirms it for me as well, where it's kind of this, like, moving on in the mind, like really having these mind games, I feel like, are like nobody wins in this situation. It's just not a good situation, and that's coming to an end. Because I feel like You know, on a bigger scale, we're all looking to come together. We don't want separation. We don't want sides. We're all in this collective community called Earth, I guess, but it's beyond that in my opinion, but let's go with Earth. Let's not get too weird in this video, but I feel like there's a lot of things, unseen things within ourselves, within our subconscious, but also within the world kind of coming up this month. I feel like there's a really, it feels like a portal to me, like a really wonderful opportunity to kind of start the ball rolling, whether it, to me, for some of you, it's going to be finances, and some of you, it's going to be relationships. And when I feel relationships, it's saying, don't be caught up from the past, the losses of the past. Know who you are, where you, I feel like to me, this is like you have a lot of love to give. This can also be a person, though, as I'm saying this. You can be dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, somewhere in their chart, very heavily, a lot of depth, a lot of love, a lot of emotions. This can challenge you to be a little bit more, I feel like expressive with your love, with your emotions. I'm seeing this, you know, this is like texting, this is a new connection, this is kind of offering and ready to move on, to me, emotionally and mentally here with the water, with the sword. So there's this continuity, what am I trying to say? You know the word, continuity, there we go. Emphasis was in the wrong syllable. Okay. Into Cancer season, though, is really feel like where I'm being led. Some of you can be making a lot of plans as well. I feel like this is a little bit into the future. So maybe there's something that you're planning. Gosh, I really feel like I'm being drawn again to like the eclipse energy. So maybe there's something going on for you end of year, October, Libra season, Scorpio season, that time. And it's like you're planning it, whether it's, okay, I'm gonna look for a job now, or I'm looking to move now, or there's something in this time frame that I'm feeling, but it sets the stage to like have this compact 4 months, like I'm gonna get X, Y, Z done. And I feel like it's kind of trimming the fat in your life, trimming, I mean, as I'm saying that, it's like quite literally though, as you kind of take care of your body, as you trim the fat, as you kind of work out, eat, you know, fast, whatever it is for you, you know, work with your health, drink a lot of water. I feel like it's a conscious decision to kind of shift the energy essentially and align with things that are for you. So this is like the detox process that I was talking about at the beginning of the reading, because there's a new direction that you're looking at and it feels right. You know, the intuition is kicking in. Maybe you're having dreams about it. It's just, I feel like you're really aligned with your intuition. Like you can't kind of navigate wrong at this point. Like I can't tell you yes or no. I feel like you'll still have to feel it. It still has to resonate deep within you, because I feel like you're aligned now more so with that voice within you, which, you know, you could call it what you will, but to me, this is your guiding voice, your higher self. The world with the Wheel of Fortune, though, this is to me saying you're coming to a major conclusion of one chapter in your life. And I feel like the bigger you can dream, the bigger you can envision this new change. I mean, it exactly correlates with those exact possibilities. I mean, don't cut yourself short. I was just talking with a friend the other night, because I used to work at it was like a retreat center in Ecuador a long time ago, but I loved it. It was like one of my first introductions to running retreats. I ended up staying there a long time and working there. But anyways, one of the first exercises when people came for the retreat, we'd sit in a circle and we'd ask everybody what they would do with money if money was no option. Or if you had, you know, multiple billions of dollars, what would you do? And it was amazing how many people felt. It's almost like pushed off by money, like it's a dirty thing, like it's a bad thing. Oh, well, I would give it away immediately. Like that's too much of a responsibility. Or maybe I'd open a dog sanctuary. You know, these things, which are great. I'm not saying everybody needs to have these high lofty goals, but I do think it's important. It's a very important exercise to think about what you would do if money were no option. So then you can get to the root of what is your passion, what feeds your soul, what moves you. I mean, if what feeds your soul is sitting on a yacht drinking a pina colada, I feel like there's rules to this exercise. You have to be helping people. You have to be of service in some sort of way, and doing what you love at the same time. So there has to be some sort of humanitarian aspect to it, or helping aspect to it. And I think there's going to be a lot more of this in the future, but getting ahead of this and kind of wrapping your mind around this, you have so many tools at your disposal compared to 2 years ago, compared to definitely like your ancestors. Now it's like, to me, when I got to that question, what would I do with $1 billion, trillion dollars, whatever it is, there's infinite amount of money, there's no limitations. What would I do? I would live my best life helping, creating projects, giving it away, making sure it got into the right hand. I would live my best life doing that. I'm at the point where I've lived those lives. I feel like I've lived a few lives, got caught up in the fancy stuff, cared about different things. Now I don't. Now I don't care. I just don't care. Maybe I'd buy some stupid things, but that'd be the extent of it. 1 or 2 things. At this point, I'd live my best life giving it away, helping people, because that brings me infinite joy as well. It's the funniest thing. You give and you get back twice as much. It's a lovely thing. Anyways, I feel like that's kind of where this month you're really going to need to, I feel like, get your mind in the right place. Yes, but I feel like there's going to need to be action steps very soon when it comes to what do you want in life. Are you feeling like older? Do you feel like you want children? Do you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I'll meet the person? I feel like put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. I feel like this is the time to kind of move. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. 5 of Swords. Some of you, so this is a very specific message, but I feel like when I'm looking at this line of cards, I'm feeling like some people might be feeling a little bit melancholy when it comes to like where I'm at in life, what I'm doing, or my work, or my purpose. I feel like a little bit lost. I don't feel like this is going to continue for very long, and I feel like it's much better to take a pause. And maybe things are tight, maybe you're confused, but it's much better than jumping into something that you hate. Infinitely better than jumping into something you hate. So give yourself a little bit of love, a little bit of kindness. And I feel like when the right thing comes to you, you will know. So interesting. As I'm saying this, check your human design. If you're a generator, wait for things to come to you. That's kind of the energy I'm picking up, and act upon it. Some people don't do well about forcing things. Obviously that's not going to apply to everybody listening, but what's coming towards you? I mean, there's an element here of receiving when I'm looking at the Sun card. So there's growth, obviously the summer solstice, obviously we're in the season of summer. The Sun is the yes card. So if you come here with a question, it's a yes. There's change though attached to this. So it's like making way for something so great to come in, such a great opportunity, or such a great expansion within your life. But something here, it's like no longer aligns with you, and that's great, wonderful. If I don't see those things, I want it to be put in my face as well in life. And sometimes that's not as easy as it sounds, but to me, this feels like a month where it's like a little bit of moving pieces. A lot of moving pieces. Wheel of Fortune in the world. I mean, this is a big blessing. Why not for you? That's kind of the energy that I feel. Why not for you? Because when I'm looking at these pages, I'm feeling a little bit of, I guess the word is like, I don't know, like meekness. Like, I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I would like it. And you'll never know until you try, I guess. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So I feel like I want to infuse a little bit of confidence. If you don't have it, fake it until you make it a little bit. Pretend you're acting almost. I mean, obviously not acting, but sometimes you can kind of get into that mind frame of, like, what if I was, it's almost like prompting, this is such a weird analogy, but it's almost like prompting AI. I was helping a friend with the SEO of their website, so nobody would ever read this. So AI was perfect for it. I don't believe in necessarily eliminating all creative jobs at all. I mean, I actually love every aspect of creativity. I think it's so vital. Anyways, part of SEO people won't look at, like the back pages of a website to help them drive traffic. Anyways, I had AI write an article that was just fluff, it was just for words. And being able to prompt it, it's almost like you're doing this for yourself. How do I explain this? So the way I did it was, I am a bubbly personality, and I am super enthused about this trip to my friends, their vacation spot, and these are the things I liked about it. Please include X, Y, and Z. And it made like this funny, cute little article, and it was great. But the intention behind it was not to have anybody read it, just to have, words and, anyways. I feel like having these prompts, though, for yourself, I know it seems like such a strange analogy, but I think it's helpful to, I did this with myself the other day. That's why I'm taking 3 hours every night, and I'm going to, well, not 3 hours, but 3 hours to myself to do computer stuff, probably an hour or so, hour or two to do readings or tarot if anybody wants any. Just time for myself. 3 hours. I know it seems like a lot, but half of it's work. Take a bath, whatever. But also I feel like it's helpful to kind of clear my mind. When I'm doing tarot as well, I get a lot of insights for myself. I get a lot of messages. Even when I'm reading for other people, there are messages for myself, always. And I feel like this would be a really good time to, how do I say this without sounding ridiculous? Be optimistic about the possibilities of your life. You can be whatever you want. Literally, you can be whatever you want. The moon here, so interesting. The moon here, to me, this always kind of feels, I always get that vibe from the Never Ending Story, that movie, if you've never seen it. In the desert, he walks through the 2 pillars of truth, because the moon is also about the subconscious and really getting to know, like, what is your truth, like what is deep within inside of you. This is also the energy of Cancer, which is coming up. This Cancer energy that I feel like roads are leading in this direction for a lot of positive changes. Right? We're talking about that solstice at the end of the month. That's just about in Cancer season, or if not in Cancer season. I feel like that energy here is really conjuring up positivity for you. A lot of you, with these cards, I would, if you don't, I'm not suggesting it, but every once in a while, once in a blue moon, it's nice to get a lotto card, or stick your name in a drawing, or I don't know, there's something very positive about this, where all things change here, and it's like you didn't see it coming. There's something hidden here, but this can happen in any way in your life. You can call in the person that you've been waiting for or looking for, or you can call in self-realizations about self-fulfillment, or you could be welcoming in a child, or you can be enjoying your family. Everybody has a different situation, but I feel like this is adding a sense of who you are, your roots, stability, and what you are needing to release when it comes to lack. Whatever area that is in your life, whether it's love, whether it's job, you can be, again, like I said, making tons of money but not being fulfilled. That is a certain experience of lack. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling a little bit. Nine of Pentacles, this is a beautiful card here. This to me feels like, when I'm looking at the kind of sequence this way, I mean, Queen of Pentacles with the Page of Swords, I mean, this to me is taking that time in meditation to get really clear about the new direction you'd like to take. When it comes to, I feel like that creative aspect, I mean, in this picture, she's getting ready to pick her grapes to what? Make wine, to eat them. I mean, things are coming to a head. Things are becoming very fertile for you in life. But what is that thing? Like, what is that most important thing? As soon as I've started to talk about it, that kind of niggles away at you. What is that thing that's a focus for you? Or why did you come to this reading? I feel like those things are possible. These are kind of unexpected, definitely Wheel of Fortune in the world. Things coming to an end, but also a new beginning, and a very positive. I mean, this is again the energy of making room for something. So it might seem a little bit overwhelming as well with the Death. I don't want to be completely sugarcoating things, but Five of Swords, I mean, there's definitely a walking away from something. You know, whether it's an idea of what you thought you were, what you thought you were supposed to be doing, what you thought, you know, was going on in the world, going back to the, you know, the truth of things. I feel like a lot of these things are going to be coming up, and it can be, meditation can be needed at this time, just to recenter yourself, just to kind of, I mean, it's been a crazy psychological war type of few years. It's exhausting. No wonder mental health is at an all-time high. So take care of yourself. You know, this to me, 2 5s, is working through things that no longer align with you. But it's also really uncomfortable sometimes as well. So definitely take care of your mental health this month. Yeah, let's get an oracle card. I feel like I've been rambling quite a bit. So I haven't used this deck in quite a while. We'll get one from the Earth Warriors. One message that would be helpful for Tauruses to hear. One message for the sun sign of Taurus, please. One message, please, for Tauruses. Pono, immeasurable power of the heart way. I don't think I've read this in like years. Wow. Okay, let's see. All right. The heart has the power to heal in a way that the mind cannot understand. Do not allow your mind to distract or frighten you. You are a beautiful child of the universe, and divine love lives within your heart. A willing heart is all that you need to transform any situation that is troubling you. Recognizing this power does not invoke feelings of pressure or anxiety, but rather of peace and joy. Lightness of the heart and relief of the mind are here for you now. Oh, beautiful. In a reading, it says, the divine within your heart has the power to transform a situation that is troubling you. Do not be intimidated or think it is too much for you or the divine to handle. Do not allow yourself to intellectualize or analyze a situation to the point of feeling confused or paralyzed. Healing through the heart on any and all issues that have plagued you or a loved one can and will happen. Let your heart feel the faith it needs to feel so that you can rest in joy. Divine healing wants to flow abundantly for you. Open up to receive it without hesitation or condition. The spiritual guidance. Pono, in the Hawaiian tradition, has deep and multiple meanings. One expression of which is the return to order. There is a perfection of peace, beauty, and the fulfillment that the divine has planned for the lives of all beings. Through the use of human free will, we have at times moved away from what is in the divine plan, stumbled on the path, and became ensnared in terrible suffering and frightening delusion. This can become contagious, infecting other souls with the poison of hate, anger, and fear, and further separating our human collective from the beautiful grace that divine has intended for us. And it then becomes difficult to use our free will with wisdom, and our spiritual disconnection can create far-reaching negative impact for others and the planet. One only needs to see the pain in the world to understand this, yet there's a simple spiritual discipline that we can practice to restore the world, and all hearts within it to right again. The divine dwells in your heart as a healing power and wisdom, which tenderly alleviates suffering, liberating the body, mind, and soul. This is the immeasurable power of the heart way. Beautiful. In the Hawaiian tradition from which it emerges, it is known as Ho'oponopono, or to set things right. I'm sure I butchered that. The heart power thrives through its simple 4-step practice that can be done by anyone, anywhere, for any person or situation that they wish to transform. This may seem unexpectedly easy, and it is. So why isn't everyone just doing this and healing the world right now? This is because only those who have come far enough on their spiritual path to have placed their heart wisdom above the dictates of the mind will be able to accept this practice. Beautiful. This is very long, so you can research that practice. Felt like that was going into it, but Pono, the immeasurable power of the way of the heart. I mean, this goes back to what I was saying about what would you do if money were unlimited. I feel like a lot of you would have some sort of special gift of the heart to offer to other people. Everybody has their own genius. And I feel like really Tauruses, we've been pushed in the last, few years to really figure out what that is. Even looking at this woman's eyes in this card, she looks really intense. This is an intense gaze, excuse me. It's a serious, I'm laughing, but it's a serious practice. It seriously helps. And I feel like we always have a choice. I feel like I'm always being tested. And when I notice I'm being tested, I have to laugh it off and laugh at the situation. I was traveling with a friend on a flight, yesterday actually, and I had to have had the worst seat and worst people to sit in between. I was in the middle, kind of squashed. There was a very larger person next to me, a very sweet woman, and there was another woman on the other side who would not give up the armrest for the life of her. It was bolted there. I was like, all right, this is a little ridiculous. I have no space, no space, and I'm a tall woman. Anyways, I was with my friend, and I just kept looking back and being chatting about different things to keep my mind off it and keep my body moving, and otherwise it was uncomfortable. But yes, immeasurable power of the way of the heart, because I could easily have been in a terrible mood or made a stink about something. But yeah, you kind of have to catch your mind when it goes down those paths and redirect it. Anyways, that's just a silly example, but this month I do feel like it is about what is that path of your heart and what is your true path. Above all things and above all the little daily tests that we all go through, whether it's sitting in traffic or dealing with family or whatever it is, whatever our triggers are. On the bigger scale though, I really feel like we're kind of entering this time where we have gifts to share, and we need the confidence and the ability to be seen, which can be scary, to go with it. It's almost like that light worker energy where it's hard to be the only light on in a dark room. Especially when I'm talking about a metaphor of people, it's hard to do, it's hard to be different. We all want to kind of fit in. We're tribal people. So anyways, I'm rambling again. Let's get a few more cards. Let's get some angel cards and I'll wrap it up. Messages that would be helpful for Tauruses to hear this month. Messages for Taurus, June 2023. Any messages for Taurus? Archangel Uriel, a great spiritual transformation is currently occurring both in your life and in our world. This is the union of heaven and earth, spirit and matter, heart and mind. They unite in harmonious balance and destiny. Your destiny is to blossom, to shine, to transform to an ever greater light. Do not be afraid to be found or seen. Gratitude. Make gratitude your new attitude. The stars will shine brighter upon you. All in your world will become lighter. These are the cards, and I've been talking about this energy for Taurus for quite some time. You guys could actually be put into the spotlight. You actually could be famous, unintentionally or intentionally, depending on what you do. I mean, obviously it's a decision, but divine intervention. You may feel frustrated because something stalls or comes to a standstill. Progress seems painfully slow, yet this is a blessing. It's divine intervention at work. When the timing is in perfect harmony, all will come to fruition. Yeah, that's that generator energy I was feeling before. Doesn't need to mean that you're a generator in the human design chart. I'm just feeling that. So let good things come towards you and navigate from there. I feel like just for this month, particularly. Things are going to start opening up for you. Have a positive mindset. Get excited about this. I mean, look at all these major arcanas. There's something that you don't see coming. And it feels like it comes from that, what's his name? Atreyu, as he walks through the pillars in that movie. It comes from the light within you. It comes because it's time, because your soul's ready. All right. I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you'd like a reading from me, feel free to send me an email. I think I'll list my prices below. They're still the same. And be a little bit patient with me. My internet's a little bit slow, so once I do your video, it takes a little bit of time just to upload it if you get a personal reading. So anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for not giving up on me. I'm back for now. So yes, wonderful. Have a wonderful June and take care. Bye, Tauruses.